Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Man, starting over, it's so common now in college football with guys switching schools mid or later in their careers. But what's it like? What's it like for you kind of getting a fresh start at a new school?
It feels good. Coming into this transfer portal process, I knew Florida State was a great program, and it could help me excel more than a football player and a person off the field. It's a great staff here. Coach Norvell leads the program in a very positive way. See good things all the time on and off the field. So, it was a no-brainer coming from out of the portal when choosing Florida State.
Jerry here in front.
So you played both inside and outside.
Yes, sir.
At Auburn.
Yes,
and
sir.
as an edge rusher. What are you looking forward to coming here in terms of where you'll play?
Coming here, I'm looking forward, playing, inside linebacker. That's really what I've played the majority of my, collegiate career. So, coming here, fitting into the great defensive scheme here that Coach Fuller has. He has the inside backers, bouncing, inside and outside, depending on the package we're in. So, just complementing my style, my game style to bouncing from inside to outside, but primarily inside, though.
Cam, what do you like about this FSU defense in general after the success they had last year? What do you think is the expectation going into this year with this defense, with the group of guys you're going to
watching the defense from last year, I've seen a lot of great stuff, on film. Coach Fuller's defense is very aggressive, and, that's something I like doing, I like being an aggressive defense where I can, make negative plays in the backfield. So, just watching them from last year and, going into this year, I expect them great things out of this defense.
On last year's defense, you have DJ Lundy at one position. On the other side, you had Kalen Deloge, who played more in space. Have they talked to you about which of those you'll play? Will they try you at both?
Really at both, really. In the midst of a play, you don't know which side you're going to end up on. So not really just dialing in on which, side you'll play, but, really just, get in the midst of, having feels of both sides, the field and the boundary, but, so.
Yeah, I know one of the challenges at your previous school on defense was you guys had a lot of changes and schemes and coaching staffs. Do you think, was there a benefit to that, just kind of learning a lot of different schemes, and how would that help you here?
Yes, I felt like that was a great thing, going, within my collegiate career. I done had a new defensive coordinator 4 years straight for the 4 years I was in college. So, I kind of feel like that complements my knowledge of football, from going from Auburn to transferring to Florida State, making that adjustment to learning something new every year. So I feel like that should help me out in the long run, with here and then career in the next level as well.
Cam, did you ever make it up to Raleigh? And kind of what for you changed maybe between January and early this summer to want to make another change?
I went up and I just did a lot of, a deep dive into the process. So, when you play football and you get them to your, final couple of years in college, you kind of think towards which school is more fit for you and where you can see yourself being more productive in the defense. And, I watched the defenses, both of them very great defenses. In-state runs a good defense and Florida State does as well. But I kind of watched a lot of film and I felt like, I'd be more productive in this defense. So.
Anything else?
Did you, who did you talk to during the process in terms of did you talk to any of the current players here about what it's like here, as you were making your decision?
Well, I came down in January for an unofficial. You guys may know Keandre Jones. He played in Auburn. We played in Auburn together for 2 years. So, really just, going through the process with him, talking with him day in and day out about things down here. And he told me how good of a program it was and, the people around the program and things like that. So just coming down, seeing it for myself, did nothing but put the icing on the cake. So, but him and then I talked to DJ maybe a couple of times as well, DJ Lundy. So.
Cam, I think a lot of people, when they think of linebacker, they still think of old school throwback guys like a Mike Singletary or something from back in the day. Just with the way offenses in college football have kind of evolved, I mean, what is the role of a linebacker, you think, to make a defense productive, and what is it about maybe the scheme that Florida State runs or what you do that's going to make it work?
Well, yeah, everyone knows like the game of football had changed, like you said, in the last, decade or years or something like that. But, I feel like the biggest thing on the linebacker in this day and age is, being able to play in space. You see more of, I could say, more of a passing game. You still got the run because it's football, but, just being able to play in space and, being able to, being versatile in your game with playing to the field and the boundary. So just being able to play in space and, play fast because the tempo is very fast now as well.
We've got one on Zoom here for you from Jordan.
Hey, Cam, just following up on that, a big part of being a linebacker is also being a leader on the field. Can you just talk about your leadership style and the type of veteran presence you can bring to this defense?
Yeah, just being vocal. That's the biggest thing for a linebacker, being able to communicate and line the D-line up in front of you because that's the ones who's going to help you make the plays. You don't want linemen coming up on you as fast. So, just being out there and be able to communicate, don't know which stadium you'll be in, how loud the stadium will be in. Well, I'll take that back. We'll be on defense, so we won't really. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We'll be on defense, so of course it's gonna be loud for the opposing offense. So just being out there and being able to communicate the D-line and the calls. Someone may not get the call, so just being able to communicate it across the field so everyone can be on the same page. So.
I don't know if it's because of the changes in DCs but you kind of had times where you were a starter, times when you were not a starter at Auburn. How did you grow during that process? How did you handle kind of the ups and downs of that?
Just fighting adversity. Things will be different for you. Each year. From the situation I had, but just going through adversity and just keeping God first and keeping the main thing. Trying to work day in and day out, and not just giving up on yourself. So.
The staff's kind of developed a reputation of being able to bring in guys that had good careers elsewhere, but then in 1 year kind of seemingly making them great players. I mean, how much of the past kind of reputation of their development played a role into your decision-making?
Yeah, so that's one thing that has stuck out to me throughout the process. I have seen what they can do with, players from any school across the country, bring them in Florida State, and like you said, bring them in for 1 year and having them turn into good players and great players and within a year or less. But, that was very big in my, recruiting process as well. I feel like Florida State was a great place who could develop, someone like me in the time span of what I have, so.
You were obviously busy on Saturdays, but were you paying attention? Were you noticing that Florida State was kind of turning things around these last couple of years?
Yeah, yes, sir, I was. I actually watched the first game against LSU, and after I watched that first game, I knew that it was going to be a great season for Florida State. But once it got towards like the middle of the season, around 6 or 7, I was like, Florida State 7-0. I think I was talking to someone, and then that's when everything kind of picked up from there, and then they ended up, finishing the regular season with an undefeated season. So, yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Cam.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.